खास रिपोर्ट में हम आपको बता दें, सोनी बीबीसी अर्थ के पहले एनिवर्सरी सेलिब्रेशन के मौके पर बॉलीवुड की फिटनेस फ्रीक अपनी पतली कमर से जादू चलाने वाली शिल्पा शेट्टी पहुंची। इस मौके पर शिल्पा ने मीडिया के सामने तमाम बातें रखी, साथ ही साथ फिटनेस और हेल्थ टिप्स पर भी उन्होंने अपनी राय पेश की। इस दौरान उन्होंने गंभीर बीमारी डायबिटीज को लेकर भी कई बातें कही। उन्होंने बताया इस तरह की बीमारी से बचने के लिए वो हर दिन यानी कि 24 घंटे के अंदर 2-2 चम्मच घी भी जरूर खाती है, लेकिन घर का बना हुआ। सुनिए इसी के साथ शिल्पा ने क्या क्या कहा। बाइट 11 मिनट 56 सेकंड से लेकर 21 मिनट 17 सेकंड तक।
That's very, very inspiring, and the fact that you are just not preaching, you are actually practicing what you preach, which I really think is essential. क्योंकि बहुत लोग होते हैं कि कहते हैं कि ये आपको करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, लेकिन आप अपनी ज़िंदगी कैसे जी रहे हैं। आई थिंक सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है कि आप एक अगर आप हेल्थ पूरी तरीके से इंजॉय करना चाहते हैं, मैं लाइफ नहीं बोल रही हूँ, मैं हेल्थ इंजॉय करना चाहते हैं का इस्तेमाल कर रही हूँ, बिकॉज़ हम हेल्थ को क्या है बहुत एक एपैथी सा है हेल्थ को लेके कि जब तक कुछ हो नहीं जाता हम लोग हेल्थ को सीरियसली नहीं लेते हैं। What I'm saying to them is that we don't take health seriously till we are diagnosed with an ailment.
Indeed.
And बहुत ही unfortunate बात है क्योंकि life is given to us for free, which is why I feel most people, don't know the value of it. तो ये जो apathy है हेल्थ को लेके और जो डायबिटिक्स हैं, अगर वो समझे कि वो रिवर्सिबल है और हो सकता है, अगर आप सालों से डायबिटिक है और बहुत ही हाईली डायबिटिक है तो ऑब्वियसली आपको डॉक्टरों का ज़्यादा मानना चाहिए। बट इफ़ यू जस्ट बीन डायग्नोज्ड विद डायबिटीज़ and you are obese, you can reverse it.
Yes.
So
even if you're not obese, some people.
Yeah.
You
weren't. I know.
I wasn't. I'm what's
Exactly.
called a toffee, thin on the outside, fat inside. Lots of fat in there, which is, I'm afraid, a lot of particularly Indian men, when they put on the fat, they put it on around the tummy, and that's the worst sort.
So I think most importantly, I think what you're trying to focus on is when you said mindful eating. I think most people don't do mindful eating. We just eat whatever comes to our mind, you just eat that. So mindful eating is one of the first to-dos on the list if you want to enjoy better health. And for me, I really feel it's also a lifestyle modification that I have made in my life.
Yes.
You are someone who is a trained nutritionist, you have your degree. I unfortunately haven't done all of that, but I believe that I have experimented on myself, and I feel very proud about the fact that I feel healthier, I feel more alive today than I was even 12 years ago.
Indeed, feel alive.
Feeling alive, really. And I have seen the difference that food has made to me, the timings have made to me. So it is a lifestyle modification that I have made in my life, which I'm trying to propagate, and you are doing the same with people.
So Shilpa and Doc, can you talk about some of the
Indeed, some of the foods. So let's have a look. Eggs. Who thinks eggs are good for you? Who thinks they're bad for you? So for a long time, doctors have been telling us to cut down the eggs because they have cholesterol, but now we know that eggs are really good for you. I have a couple of eggs most mornings for breakfast, and I find it fills me up.
Yes.
So there we go. Eggs are brilliant.
You talk about the yellow in the egg, that most people think that the yellow isn't very good. Even if you don't have cholesterol, they take out the yellow for some reason. I just feel that just kills the whole taste and the properties in an egg,
It's crazy because basically that is where all the goodness is.
Exactly.
Because it's there to feed the chick.
Exactly. Explain that to people.
Bonkersness. The other one is, let's see what we got. We've got some nuts here. You're fond of nuts?
I love nuts. I am nuts.
These are walnuts, but
I love nuts.
Again, people think, nuts perhaps are bad for you because they have lots of fat in them, but walnuts are fabulous, aren't they?
I think it's the best snack that you can carry. It's non-perishable for a really long time. In India, we have ants, so you have to make sure that it's like completely covered.
Now, I am guessing this is ghee.
No, it's I think it is.
Was it
Let me
butter?
smell it.
You gonna have a sniff? What do you think?
It's ghee.
Okay. What do you think about ghee?
I love clarified butter.
Any bet-
And in India, you get a better version, which is white butter,
Okay.
before you make it into ghee. So it's got butyric acid, which is great. It works like, it prepares your gut to digest food. I love it. It's in all my food. I have at least 1.5 teaspoons or 2 teaspoons of ghee every day on my brown rice.
Okay,
Every
brown
day.
rice, yeah.
Yeah. Doc doesn't like rice.
No, I like brown rice. I just
Yeah, he
think,
likes brown rice.
Too much white rice.
yeah.
White rice is kind of like eating sugar.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's one of the bad things in the Indian diet.
Yes.
Too much white rice.
Yeah. No, true. But really, Doc, tell me, how much is the difference between, I think it would only be the fiber, or
Yeah.
is there that much sugar even in brown rice?
There is some, but it isn't so rapidly absorbed.
So the glycemic
white rice
index
is
is
like
lesser.
sort of consuming sugar, and we kind of know that sugar is not terribly good for you.
It's terrible.
White rice also has quite a lot of arsenic in it, so which is not terribly good. So you're much better off with lentils and with things like that if you can cut down or shift to brown rice. I have
Yes.
children, and what we did is they didn't like brown rice, so we just put more and more brown in it until eventually they kind of got used to it.
Wonderful. You know, you're talking of lentils. I really love sprouted lentils.
Yeah.
I feel otherwise it tends to make you a little gaseous.
Indeed.
But in India, we use something called asafoetida,
Okay.
which is like a permanent fixture in all our kitchens for our lentils. Hing, हम हींग का बहुत ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल करते हैं. बच्चों को अगर stomach upset होता है, so we actually use ghee and we put a bit of asafoetida
Right.
into the navel of the child, and it actually relieves them
Yeah.
of flatulence.
Okay.
So we do stuff like this in India, and it's been done for time immemorial, and even the West has started understanding the uses and the properties of spices like asafoetida, turmeric. Turmeric is
No,
huge.
we did an experiment on Trust Me because there's been a lot of interest. You cook a lot with turmeric, don't you? You call it turmeric or turmeric?
We call it haldi, but it's called
Haldi.
turmeric.
Different name.
Yeah.
But it has become incredibly fashionable
Yeah.
in the UK and in Sydney and in America. Turmeric latte,
Yes.
you know, very popular.
Can you believe it?
But what people have wondered is it really as good as people say? So we did a study on Trust Me, I'm a Doctor, where we got lots of people who don't normally eat it to eat it. And they put in their cooking. These were people who don't normally eat Indian food at all. And we also looked at the same time at their DNA. We did a special test. And what we found is there were improvements in about 3 months in some of the genes linked
Wow.
with things like cancer and inflammation.
Yeah.
And this is the first proper scientific study done looking at the benefits of turmeric.
Yes.
But and that was fabulous.
Yes, I think curcumin, which is a derivative of turmeric, is used widely to rehabilitate cancer patients as well.
Indeed,
So-
they're doing some of the early studies in it now. It's interesting because all these sort of foods have been around for a long time. but
Exactly.
only more recently are people actually doing proper scientific studies. And the other one is coconut oil. We fans of coconut oil here? So I did a big experiment with Cambridge University, which is one of the best universities in the world. And the professor was convinced that the coconut oil would be really bad because it's a saturated fat, it would raise their cholesterol levels. So we did the experiment with over 100 people. And she was really, really surprised because it turned out that actually the people taking the coconut oil, they saw improvements in their cholesterol and also in inflammation. And this was the exact opposite of what she was expecting. But they published it in a big scientific journal.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about doing programs like Trust Me, I'm a Doctor.
Yeah.
Is you
I
come
saw
across
that
stuff.
episode. I have
Yeah.
to say, I loved the fact that you divided them into 3 groups, and you saw, the relevant difference between even the olive oil and the coconut oil, literally nearly 10%.
Absolutely.
So it brought down cholesterol levels to literally 5% with people who had olive oil, and with coconut oil, it came down by nearly 15%. Well done, yeah. Look at that. So, I mean, it's terrible sometimes as an Indian for me to sit back and see that people are cooking their foods in all kinds of oils, and we are scared to use what we actually call superfoods in the West.
Yes.
You know.
Subscribe and press the bell icon for latest updates.